2020 is not 2016, but 2016 the polls weren't wrong, and 2020 the polls aren't wrong. What we have to do is to make sure to get out there and vote and do what we have to do. If the voters that are represented by those polls, which are pretty darn accurate, go out and execute what they said, we will have that win we've been talking about. We'll have that landslide win. Let's go ahead and listen to what Belcher had to say, and then we'll take it on the other side.
I mean, you look at Wisconsin, the president right now, that's 2 standard deviations outside the margin of error. But here's the thing, and we've talked about it a lot here. We know that there are a lot of folks who, when asked by a pollster if they're going to vote for President Trump again, they'll tell a pollster no, and then they'll vote for President Trump. Pollsters seem to have missed that 4 years ago. How real is the worry that they're missing it again this time?
Hogwash. The polls in the polls in 2016 were actually better than the polls. At least the public polls were better than the polls in 2012. The narrative was wrong, especially at the national level. The narrative was wrong because it was a forced two-way choice, and all these polls showed a forced two-way choice. And in most of those polls, Hillary Clinton got to 49 or close to even 50% in the forced two-way choice. But it wasn't a forced two-way choice. And the third-party voting, take Wisconsin, for example. Hillary Clinton was off of Barack Obama's margin of victory in a state like Wisconsin by almost the exact percentage points of those young Wisconsin voters voting third party. And this is important, Craig, because we're going into another election where you see a lot of young people still saying, I don't like the Democrats, I don't like Joe Biden, I hate Donald Trump, and thinking about third party. This is how Donald Trump gets to a narrow victory in these states. These young voters, particularly our young voters, have to understand, look, Joe Biden might not be great on all your issues, but he's a lot better on your issues than Donald Trump. And the existential threat to our democracy that is Donald Trump, you do have to, in fact, make a choice between the lesser of two evils this election, or our democracy might end.
And that's the one concern that we have, and that is to make sure to get out all our votes, have respect for all the people, to make sure that we can coax them on to vote and say, this is for us all. And, I sent out a newsletter a couple of days ago where I specified that to, I call them my Berniaks and my lefties, to go out there and, hey guys, we have to pull this stuff down this time. The polls are accurate. They were accurate in 2016. Do not allow fear to cauterize in one's minds. Let's go ahead and get the job done, because it is there to be had. The only thing that we have a president that's doing right now with the bloviation is to put that belief in your mind that, look what I did in 2016. Everybody thought I couldn't do it. That's not true. Many of us wrote about the possibility of him doing exactly what he did, meaning winning in 2016 and being the disaster that he is today. Folks, go out there and vote. This thing is won in a landslide if we just are respectful to all our fellow brothers and sisters, get them to the vote, and do our job. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead, number 1, subscribe to our channel, and number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.